Hello and welcome to the Build-A-Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to assemble a model kit. I'm also here to hang out with all of you. Hangout came out threatening, I don't know why. At this time, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi, or you can use other people's emotes. And if you feel like being a lurker and you don't want to say anything at all, you can just lurk. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. We are currently at 20 subscribers. The goal is to get up to 30 subscribers. If you would like to become a subscriber, this would be a great time to do it. You could do it anonymously gift some subs. You could do that. Yeah, you got some options. Again, I ignore my account when it's 30 plus, but right now it's not 30 plus, so I have to talk about it. That's about it. There's nothing really more to say about that. We're working on the Narrative Gundam Master Grade B Packs VerKa. So it's the Master Grade of the Narrative Gundam, but then there's other stuff going on with it. There's going to be a big, cool backpack, and it's all included in one kit instead of the Master Grade and then the accessories. It's all together. This is a premium Bandai set that I did not purchase myself. DSHS, friend of the stream, made a purchase of a mystery bundle and got a few things, and this was the thing that they just were not going to build, so it came to me. The Zaku 2s that I built previously also came from that lot, which is very kind of them, and it's very nice, very, very generous and very kind of them to send me some cool shit to build like this. And without further ado, we'll go to the overhead camera and we'll build some hands. This kit needs hands. It does have two sets of hands. We will build both. We do not need the closed fist because this kit is going to have weapons that we want to hold. So we'll probably won't use the closed fist, but we'll build them anyway because maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe it'll only hold one weapon or whatever, and the other hand will be a nice closed fist. Nice closed fist, as you can see there. I'm demonstrating a closed fist, if you're unaware, and I'll do over here. Yeah. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, Lord Crashin is here saying, hey, Pat. Welcome, Lord Crashin, and happy to have you here. All right, let's get the closed fist here, the right fist. We'll do the right fist and the left fist closed, and then we'll do the open ones because those will be more difficult. So we need H15, and then the other one's going to be H16, right? Yeah, so we'll pop these out here, and we'll get into that. That'll be good. Hope you're doing well on this Monday. I hope you're having a good time out there on the old internet. I'm doing all right. I had an okay day. Tomorrow is going to be a day of... tomorrow is going to be a long day of doing yard stuff. And it'll be fine, but it will be quite the endeavor of stuff that I have to do. It'll be a long one. I'm not particularly dying for it. I'll do my best, but yeah, it's I'm like, oh man, all right, yeah, I got stuff I gotta do here, and so we'll do it. I'm not trying to be vague or anything. I'll explain. I have my yard needs mowing, and then I have been tasked with helping a neighbor who is also friends with my folks. While they are out of the state, I have been charged with helping tend their lawn. And I had no real reason to say no when asked to take on that task, so I never said no about it. So I gotta do it, and it's okay. And then there's some stuff in our yard that needs to get done as well. We have a hole. This hole was dug on purpose, I should say. Purposely dug so that some work could get done, but there is a hole in our yard that needs to be filled with dirt. So my task is to fill that shit with dirt. All right, then I need F3 and F4. Get those there. So that won't take long. The mowing my neighbor's yard will take a while. Now, one thing that's nice is While we have a gas mower here, which I generally prefer. I generally prefer a gas mower. Just because I have some understanding of how they work and all of that. My neighbor, who will be mowing his front and sides and backyard, he has an electric mower. And I don't really get to use an electric mower that often these days, so that's kind of fun. Also, it is power assisted, and I don't really use it so much on the front yard because of the way it's set up. By the time you get it going, it doesn't matter. But the backyard is pretty much straight, flat, and long, so I can just hit it pretty fast and then just go like back, lay off a little bit, turn, hit it, lay off, turn, hit it, and just go back and forth. And so it's like, you know, pushing it by hand at the beginning and then really like just running that thing and just walking with it. That's pretty nice. And it's a chance to get caught up on podcasts, because while my mower is pretty dang loud, like annoyingly loud, one thing about an electric mower, it ain't that loud. So it's kind of nice to get caught, to just listen to some podcasts while doing that. All right, so what am I doing wrong here? This needs to go like that. Is that what you want me to do? Let me see if I'm doing this correctly, and then I can maybe, or do you want to go like this? Oh yeah, I think, maybe, I don't know. Can't quite tell how you want to operate. We'll see. Yeah, you probably don't want to bend out. You probably want to bend in, so we'll slip it. I mean, I don't know why I'm worried so much about this. I'm not going to be using these, so I just leave it like it is. I think that's fine. Well, I'll do it the other way, and I don't know, I could pop this one open if I suddenly realize I don't like what happened there. Yeah. We'll see. Because it might matter for the other one. Yeah, so I probably want it to be able to bend in. Put these on here. Yeah, like that's how I want it. Okay, so I need to flip this one. Let me get my spudger out. See if I can spudge this. Get this like that, maybe. Yeah, there we go. That'll do it. And then flip this over. Yeah. Like that, and then yeah. Yeah, that's kind of neat. And then doesn't need any panel lining. Oh no, actually I could do a little bit of panel lining. It's the gray marker because this is the light color here. A little bit of panel lining just for fun, and then we'll do the more complicated hands than these. But it is nice to have these done so we can the feaster if we wanted to be a punch, a punch robot. This little punch is going. That. There we go. Little posing. It's been years, but there was somebody who was like, Pat, how come you don't this was again years ago that somebody asked me, like, how come you don't stage like your photos, you don't do like poses? And generally it's because like I'm taking a shot from the top, not from of it standing up generally. And so I want to get the weapons in the shots. That's important to me. But like the idea of like seeing its posability has never been a thing I've been myself particularly interested in. It just hasn't. Like that. There's never really been a thing that I'm like, oh, I gotta like make sure this looks a particular way and all that. This has never been the thing. Occasionally, there's a kit that has like a famous thing that I want to recreate, but for the most part, I'm like, I just want it to look nice. We'll do one hand fully, and then we'll do the other hand because it's going to have more parts, because it's going to have a lot of movement to it. So we need 31, which is this piece here. I-31 I-38, and H-17. But yeah, I hope you're doing well out there, folks, our internet friends. I hope you're doing good. Yeah, like I said, not particularly looking forward to tomorrow in the work I have to do. I did a lot of computer work today, a lot of internet chit-chatting and all that, and email responding and replying emails and doing some work for the data entry company that I do work for, finishing up a bunch of stuff, trying to get that stuff done, because I don't want to have to do any of it tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going to be sleepy, because that is what happens to your friend Pat when I do a lot of yard stuff, is I get drowsy. It's just a product of my life. Okay, so I'm going to do it like this, and then this is going to face this way. Yeah, like that. Okay. And then this piece, it says the long pin, which is this side, is going to go in here. Where's the long pin go? Tell you what, some of these instructions leave a lot to be desired for this kit. This kit's got some instructions that I get frustrated by. I'll tell you what. Okay. No. Let me get my tweezers here. That'll be easier for what I'm trying to do with this. Let's see. All right, I think I got that piece in the way it wants to be. We'll see. We'll find out. All right, and then we've got a lot of eye to do here. So we've got to do a lot of eye to get this hand together. Lots of fingies on this, which is fine. I don't want to give up on this because these are going to be tiny pieces that are going to be annoying. But I will just do my damnedest. All right, so I-30 for H to I-33. H20, I-33, and then those go together. Okay. So I got to do 3 I-33s. And wait, 2 I-33s and an I-34. I-33, I-33, and then I-34 go in like that. And then the next one is another I-33, and that goes into I-36, which is different. So we get I-36, which is this one. All right, so those go together here, and then those go together, and then they go in like that. And then there's also the thumb, which is I-35 and I-32. These pieces are small, which is okay. It's all right that they're small. Tonight is the Met Gala. I pay little to no attention to the Met Gala. Occasionally, my Instagram reels will tell me what people I don't follow on Instagram thought of the Met Gala and what people are wearing for the Met Gala. I have, as I said, pretty much no real connection or interest in it. I have never, I never gone to watch people enter or anything like that. It has never been a thing that I was particularly interested in. Sometimes the looks are fantastic. And they say, you know, like when people are like, well, who the fuck cares for the Met Gala? Like, well, this is their biggest, this single event funds the Met for the entire year, and it's the most important day, and it's blah, 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 and all this stuff. And you're like, oh, cool, cool, cool. Hey, wait a second. Wait a minute. Isn't it true that a bunch of people who work at the Met are like, hey, it would be great if the Met paid more of the staff a living wage, because most people who work at the Met fall under the poverty line. And it's like, oh yeah, actually, yeah. Wait, what the fuck? That does not come up a lot. A lot of the like defense of the Met Gala comes up, but not a lot of talking about how shitty it is for so many people to work there, and how maybe some of that budget should go towards properly paying people a living wage to continue to do that important work that the Met does. So that there's your Met coverage for 2026. The Met. It is a cool museum, but fucking pay people a living wage, you assholes. All right, I think I'm doing this right. We'll find out. As always, friends, I will struggle with this one, and then theoretically, the next one I'll be like, hell yeah, I did it. Oh, god damn it. Tiny little fucking fingers. Goddamn teeny tiny things. I need these to work because I want to hold a weapon. Like, I don't have to hold a weapon, but I like kits that have, you know, like, because it's going to have the big old stupid backpack. So, like, this kit's going to be packing. So, like, I could be okay with it not having a bunch of nonsense and holding weapons. But I wanted to hold weapons because that's cool. All right, so that, oh, god damn it. At least let me get this together, because oh. Okay. So I got this finger together here. And then I just got to get these together. Oh. Shot out. Because like this is correct. This is how it should look. This is doing what I want it to do. The other idea would be to go this way, which doesn't seem correct. No, it's got to go the other way. Yeah. It's got to go like this, which means, yeah, that's correct. So then it's like, okay, so what am I doing wrong here? Ooh, this is tiny work. I'm glad I didn't try to start this on Saturday. I would have lost my ding-dang mind if I had started working with these tiny pieces on Saturday night. I'm glad I waited till tonight. Saturday was enough of dealing with tiny stickers. Try to do the tiny work up top, you know? Like, I'm still not doing great with this, but I'm doing better than if I was doing other stuff there. So, okay. Oops. Nope, that fell up. God fucking damn it. God fucking damn it. Okay. So there's those fingers. Then there's this finger that goes in on its own. Because it's separate. That goes in. All right. And then this goes like this. The thumb has to go in, which I need to now do. Thumb is this piece into this piece here. Okay, so then the thumb goes in here. All right. And then I just have to put F1 on top of this. And theoretically, when I put F1 on top of there, this will not fall apart and everything will be set and it'll be okay. Theoretically, this will lock it in place and I won't have to deal with this shit. And then we just see here, that's going to be F2. I might as well just take F2 out now while I'm doing this. So this is F1, which I need to put here in this hand. And then I just have to do this whole dumb thing again with the other hand. It'll be fine. Okay. Whew. All right. Now, line this up right. Goes to like this. And then it just goes on here. All right. And theoretically, this isn't... God damn it. I was going to say, theoretically, this doesn't fucking fall apart on me and be really annoying. And then one of them popped out. Okay. I'm going to have to do this one first here. Holy shit. What's really fucked up is I'm not doing anything wrong. This is how these look. This is how this works. This is how these go in. They just fucking fall off. I'm going to have a lot of trouble if I'm going to actually want to have something be held by these. Holy shit, these suck ass. Okay. There we go. That's a lot of stupid work. Hopefully, if I do put something in that hand, these fingers won't fall off. Now let's do it on the other arm. Also, this is a bug bite, in case you're wondering or worried. It's just a bug bite. Mosquitoes are out and about, so I gotta now spray myself. It's a little early for mosquitoes, but they're out and about here in South Carolina, which is, as you might imagine, fucking annoying. A real pain in my ass. All right, so I need H18. Just gonna be over here. Get these out now. So yeah, unfortunately I had a bug bite right on my finger, which is very annoying. It's an annoying spot. It's not the most annoying. It's not like the most annoying is like a bug bite, like where one of the, you know, the bends of your fingers or something like that. I've had that before. That is like an uber pain in the ass, like really annoying. So this isn't as bad as that. So I will take that as a consolation that it could be worse. It could be unbelievably annoying instead of annoying. So, you know, sometimes it's good to look on the bright side. In this case, to me, that's the bright side. It's like, okay, well, this could be way worse than it is at the moment. So accentuate the positive. Update on my glasses. There's not much of an update to be had with my glasses. They fit real good. I like them a lot. I mean, they slip a little bit. I gotta kind of fine tune the adjustment a little bit more, but for the most part, I am very happy with my glasses and how that's working out. So that's nice. You know, I don't even want to pretend like they were expensive. They you know, cost money. The eye exam and then getting the glasses and all that all together was fucking money, capital M money. But at the end of the day, it's what I wanted, and so I'm not going to pretend like I'm unhappy with what happened. The fact that I just have new glasses. I complained about this, I believe, Sunday. The actual worst thing about having new glasses is that these new glasses, the only thing I can actually legitimately complain about is that, you know, I'm annoyed that I got new glasses with the same frames that I had before, because I saw a bunch of people on Sunday yesterday out and about that know me, and nobody commented on my new glasses. Because it would be the first time they would have been able to comment on them, but they didn't notice that I have new glasses because they're the same frames. And that is a problem of my own making and my own. It is my own fault. That is an issue that I'm dealing with. Okay, so I-33 and I-36. Let's get that one done first. So yeah, it is a problem of my own design and my own making that I can't, you know. And I should like. I'm aware of that, and I should be like, oh yeah, well, they don't look different. So, but I also want compliments. You know, I want people who are like, oh, those new glasses. Oh. And I don't get that because, like I said, they look identical to what they looked like previously. Modlight says, why to let it get to you, Pat? Well, like I said, right? You know, I like compliments. That's they're nice, you know. I'm not above it. I'm aware of it, you know. Like I am in some ways. I am strong, you know, and I am Teflon, and things don't stick to me, and I do contain that, but I also contain multitudes. There's also part of me that just likes compliments, you know. They're nice, you know. I like when people like the things. I like when people like the things that I do. I like when people like me, and I also when people are like, "Oh, hey, that's a great shirt." I'm like, "Oh yeah, it is. I picked it out and I'm wearing it because I want to wear it." You know, like I am not immune to flattery and compliments. You know. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but it's good. You know, in my opinion, it's good to recognize those things and be aware of them. You know, it would be silly if I pretended like that stuff doesn't mean anything to me. But you know, that's all it is. That's all it is. All right, so this goes here. This is going to be on this finger, and then 33 and 33 are going to be on the other finger, on the other hand here. So we'll get that going. We'll get those going there. And then I'll go in there. And then there's also the thumb, which is 32 and 34. Oh, sorry. 32 over here, and 34. We'll go. Let's see. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, an update on our conversation from Saturday that have both, you know, it seems like continue reporting on that they were indeed offered to, they were asked to strike new deals after they had made a deal last year with their contracts, and they were like, we're not going to do that. And then WWE was like, well, we'll be happy to let you go then if you don't want to do this new contract. which I think was possibly them being like, okay, well, are you going to blink? And they said, no, we're not going to blink. And so they're left, and they both tweeted out something and on Instagram today. It seems like Kofi sold the name Kofi Kingston to WWE. That's what people are saying here, with knowledge of the situation. But it seems like even though he sold Up, Down, Down, he didn't sell the name Austin Creed to the WWE. So Xavier Woods as Austin Creed can perform as Austin Creed, which he has performed in TNA and on the Independents. It seems like he's still got that name, whereas Kofi is his first name, so he apparently did sell Kingston to them because he was an indie wrestler for not that long, honestly, with the Kofi Kingston gimmick. And then he is, so seemingly, he could always still just be Kofi. He could just be Kofi. He could use a different last name. He's got some options. There was a joke that I thought was pretty funny out there saying that Kofi should change his last name, or he should use on the independent scenes Day. So he used Kofi Day, which I thought was pretty fun because obviously they don't own the name The New Day. That is a WWE thing. So they won't have access to that. But it's like, that's the least important part. Pull up Bryan Danielson and make Kofi the last name. Yes, he could also do that. He could just go by Kofi and then come up with a new first name if he want to do that. They both have some options of things. I think Austin made it very clear that he is going to be continuing and continue to be out there. And then Kofi's thing, some people read that as like, is Kofi just going to fucking not wrestle ever again? Is this a retirement? But a lot of it, to me, it seemed to anyway. Like obviously, it's all conjecture. Who the fuck knows at this point? But to me, that's his statement read like him saying goodbye to the character Kofi Kingston, who he has been for a number of goddamn years in FCW and then in WWE. And it's him saying goodbye to that part of it, not the other part of it, of the whole wrestling part. But again, I don't know. That is me making a conjecture based on Jesus fucking Christ, based on what people are, me. That's also me reading the tea leaves just like anybody else. The news that they asked for at least one person to take a 50% cut is absolutely wild. Definitely them trying to do quiet layoff of their top earners. Yes, because as much as obviously, as much as it is, okay, who is not really working right now, who is getting paid more than they earn, quote unquote, right? Who do we not have any plans for storylines? Who do we not have any seeming future with? Who did we give a big contract to so they wouldn't go to AEW? Jeff Cobb. And in that case, it's like, okay, well, we gave these big contract to a guy in his early 40s, early to mid 40s. And like, what are we fucking gonna do with Jeff Cobb now? Like that kind of a thing, right? No offense to Jeff Cobb, who is great. But like when his contemporaries were going to AEW, they paid him a lot of money to not go there. The New Day are unbelievable merchandise sellers. Their contracts give them a lot of that money. TKO contracts are set up a lot more like UFC contracts and reportedly don't give you that kind of cut of merchandise sales because they theoretically give you more money on your salary and less money on that. Because the idea was, well, you have enough to live, and then if you get over and you're selling merch, then you become fucking rich, right? In the same way that for a while there, in order to incentivize people to go to Saudi Arabia, they would pay out bonuses for doing it. And then eventually they were like, no, this is just what you do. This is part of your job. You don't get bonuses anymore. And they took that away. Now, as far as the New Day did have a great job of having new stuff fairly often. Yes, Lord Crash did, because part of it is they recognize something, a very interesting, I'll say this, very interesting, very unique thing. You got to spend money to make money. The New Day spent a lot of money on gear, and they refreshed their gear a lot. And what happens when you refresh your gear? Well, you can have new action figures made, because you say, hey, you don't have action figures of us in our gear that we're wearing right now, our blue and gold. You don't have those action figures yet. So if you're doing a new line of action figures, make sure that you also have the New Day. And they started selling cards, Topps cards, and then digital cards, which is, what the fuck are people doing buying digital cards? Like, what are we doing here? But people do it. They buy them. Well, the digital cards, you got to get the New Day digital cards that they put out there, right? You got to get those. And they were very good about spending money on new gear as a group, which meant that then there would be new product made for them, whereas other people who had a particular look that they kept would have to kind of fight fight to get those things made. So they made a lot of money with that. And then also new merch, new colorways, that their outfits are new with a new colorway, which means that you can then justify having new shirt made, because it's like, oh, well, we got to have a matching shirt. We just came up with a new catchphrase, and so we better put that on a shirt because we're going to sell a lot of that. They were very good about that and very smart about that. And good on them for doing that. As for the person that apparently did take a huge cut, we don't know who that was. There's a lot of conjecture about it being like, again, this is all conjecture. We don't fucking know. Seth Rollins taking a cut. The Miz taking a cut, although I wouldn't say Miz is on the top of the card. That's why Seth makes a lot of sense. Gunther possibly taking a big cut. There are people, and Gunther, you could make an easy argument. Unfortunately, you could make an easy argument for Gunther saying yes to something like that, which is simply, if he wants to continue working in the United States, like, yes, he could probably get another job at another company, but there's only so many of those jobs that exist. And so it's like, maybe taking the cut is the way to continue to work in this country. It is that kind of thing. We don't know. We don't know who took the pay cut, or who apparently agreed to it. We don't know. And again, it could be nobody. This could be a story that WWE put out because there are other people negotiating, and so they want to make that a thing that like, oh, well, somebody, and of course, that's going to backfire if it is them. But that they have been known to doing dumb shit like that in the past, and would probably continue to do that in the future, because you could make the argument that like, oh, well, that person's a dumbass for agreeing to that. But we don't know people's situations, right? We don't know. Like I said, especially when you take into consideration visas and stuff like that, somebody that is towards the end of their career, and they want to move into, right? Like, yeah, I'll take this pay cut for a couple of years because I know that I'm going to retire soon, and you're going to do X, Y, and Z, and then I'm going to get a Legends contract and all that. Like, also, this is, again, reportedly, I don't have, I don't have this information, for true. I can't tell you for true how any of this is. But there is scuttlebutt that they offered Austin Creed just a do up, down, down job for them, like they have with Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze, who can use that name on the indies as part of his deal with them, who doesn't really work much in the indies. He focuses on his training school, but also runs up, down, down with Woods, now Creed. So apparently they offered him a similar deal, and I bet he does not take that deal, because I'm sure that deal says that he can work independently, but not for a major promotion. I am sure it says that, or like overseas or anything like that. But if Woods was like, thinking about being done with wrestling. You could understand a world where he would be like, yeah, all right, I'm pretty done with this, but there's more to YouTube. But also like, nah, man, just start another YouTube channel. Like, Austin Creed YouTube, Austin Creed Twitch. Like, just fucking do that if you want to do that. And now, Tyler Breeze probably will be barred from doing stuff with him, but he can do stuff with Cole and Claudio again if he wants to. Certainly he could do that and do however small or large amounts of stuff he wants to do in that regard. And then also, you know, jump in with AEW, because I joked about, you know, him going to TNA as a solo guy to become a world champion. I'm when I say that, I am joking. I don't think he would do that, but I do think that is the funniest possibility, is that he like goes like, well, it would be cool to be a world champion, and AEW is not going to make me a world champion, but you know who would make me a world champion? I find that funny. I don't think it's gonna happen. All right, I did something wrong with these legs. I'm getting the vibe that I did something wrong with these legs, so I am going to pop these open. I just think I'm doing something fucking wrong here. This goes like that. These are gonna go somewhere and connect together like this. So I know how that works. But I think this shouldn't be down like this. I think this needs to be... Oh, that might be right. This doesn't... Yeah. This could be correct, now that I look at it. And then how does this go? Does it go like this? No. Yeah, this seems like I did this wrong. But I don't know how to do this correctly. I apologize, folks. I don't pretend to be incredible at this, but I'm pretty good at it. But I don't pretend to be incredibile at this. All right, so I'm gonna pop this open, and we're gonna look at this again. There we go. Okay, so this piece, it says L23, and it pops in, and I don't know where it does and how it looks. This is I4, this is L23, and it just kind of has like this. So I thought it was the bottom one. Maybe it's this one. Really not sure. Or does it go like this? Oh, is it like that? And I was just doing this like that. That looks right. Okay, that seems better. This seems more like what I was supposed to be doing. Okay, yeah, I definitely did that wrong. And I think... Yeah, because this part has to be where it connects to the leg eventually. Like right now, obviously it doesn't, but eventually it'll connect to a leg. Okay, so that's what that is. Got it. Okay. Yeah, that has some movement, and then this part attaches to this. This? Does it? Hmm. No. Damn it. Hmm. I thought I had this, but then I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, do I not have this? I thought for sure. Okay. Goes like that. And then this goes like that. Okay. Yeah, all right. That's complicated. There's a lot going on here on this fucking foot. And I can do the same thing on the other one. So I guess I'll do that. L and I. Yeah, that was complicated. I'll tell you what. Let's see if there's any other news stuff that I want to talk with you about here on a Monday. Any other news stuff we can chat about on this fine moon day? Let's see. Fucking Pokemon scalpers are going after Pokemon Pop-Tarts. Which is weird. Pokemon Pop-Tarts come in Pikachu in glazed boxes of 12. They're frosted vanilla cupcake flavor, and they go for $2.89 per box. But apparently this is... people are purchasing them to flip them. That is stupid. Apparently, also, they do come with a little Pokemon figurine, but that also isn't worth what people are... I mean, obviously, you know, it's worth what people will pay for it, but, like, it's just... a lot of this is just continues to be fucking sad, dumb bullshit. That people are like, oh, yeah. Oh, is a Pokemon thing? Well, then this will sell really well in the secondary market. It's like... won't they make a lot of them though? Like what? What are we doing here? I don't know. I'm more mad than anything else about this dumb shit because I do find it to be completely dumb. Like if you like Pop-Tarts and you want a Pokemon Pop-Tart thing, fine. If you like Pokemon and you will get whatever merchandise is available, weird, but okay. But if you're like, well, I'm going to buy a bunch of these and then I'm going to sell them on the secondary market, it's like, get some fucking help. You know, like, figure out what, like, please work on yourself and get some self-improvement going because you are, like, that is sad. That is a sad endeavor. If you're like, oh, it's a Pokemon thing, I'll try to corner the market in my area and sell them on Facebook Marketplace for quadruple what I paid for them, and I'll make a tiny profit off of other people. It's just like, ugh, gross. Just real sad shit. Real loser stuff. Like grade A loserdom, in my opinion. So yeah. It's all weird shit. But yeah, Pokemon stuff, limited Pokemon stuff, just and also the Target's gonna have a lot of other Pokemon merchandise. This is like part of a wave of that stuff. So it's like we're gonna see more and more of these stories from people who are like desperate to try to get some kind of limited run thing. But hopefully there'll be so much merch that people will be like, actually I don't. Why do I have all this shit? Why do I have all these things? Remember on Saturday when I talked about how it really seems like GameStop is going to try to buy eBay? It really does seem like they're going to try to bid eBay to do it because they have indeed made an offer $56 billion to acquire GameStop. Sorry, GameStop is making a $56 billion bid to buy eBay, which, as many people were right to point out, they don't fucking have that money. They don't have those monies. Like, where's that money coming from? Well, it's coming from loans, apparently, that eBay would help them pay off. And I hate that we live in a world where that's a possibility. That's just a thing you can do. It's very stupid. Once again, Ryan Cohen is a fucking idiot. And this is not going to be good for anybody, including the company that he owns. So hopefully eBay says, fuck no. Deal will be half cash, half stock, with up to $20 billion in financing on the table from TD Securities, which is crazy they would do that. GameStop has $9.4 billion in cash and liquid investments. Cohen would become CEO of the joint GameStop eBay, paid only based on the future performance of its stock. So he's basically like, oh yeah, you don't have to pay me a salary, you'll pay me in stock because this is going to be booming. It's just like, no, that wouldn't work out. It'd be bad for everybody, as I said numerous times. Look, I'm not trying to be like, this will be like, oh, eBay is this pinnacle of blah, blah, blah. It's like, nah, man, but still. I mostly am just never, ever, ever am I going to be in favor of this kind of dumb bullshit where a stock is, where a company is bought to then has to pay off the debt that they incurred to buy it. Like, that should not be allowed. That should not be a thing. You shouldn't be able to buy a company and put it in bankruptcy so you can pay off the thing and then just like strip it for parts. Like, that shouldn't be allowed, and it is allowed, and it fucking sucks. It's just garbage. It is a big garbage pile that way. But that is unfortunately fucking part of this shit. This is part of that. Apparently, so again, they made this offer. They talked that, the rumors were coming out this weekend. They were going to make this offer because, of course, like people talk, especially when you have to go to a bank and get a promise of a loan. Apparently, he's not spoken with anyone in eBay about this because that would just be a reasonable thing to do, to be like, oh, hey, I'm going to put this offer in, because he thinks he can convince the board, the eBay and the shareholders, that this is a good idea, which to me seems far-fetched. Like, people do want to make money, but they ain't going to make money with that. Their stock's going to plummet, and the company's going to go under if this happens. Like, there are very few guarantees in this world, but and I am not a betting man by any stretch of the imagination, but I certainly would put money on the idea that this would kill, being bought by GameStop would kill eBay. Like, eBay would not survive that. He was on CNBC and couldn't even convince the person interviewing him. Oh, yeah. I mean, nobody thinks this is a good idea except for him. And probably people that, like, at GameStop are probably, like, psyched about the idea that they could dump a bunch of debt onto another company. But, like, this doesn't save GameStop. Like, nobody's like, this rules. This sounds awesome, my guy. Except maybe, like, yeah, like, dumb people at GameStop, maybe they're like, oh yeah, actually this could work for us. Who knows? I'm sure there are some people that are like foaming at the mouth about this, but what's GameStop trading added to afford eBay? Lord Christian, as I said, they can't afford eBay. They don't have the money. eBay is worth more than GameStop, so they have to liquefy all of the money they have and also get a loan. And you know who will get to pay back that loan? eBay. You know, in the same way that Elon Musk didn't have the money to buy Twitter, the loans that he got were in the name of Twitter. So Twitter had to. No, this does help boost the numbers so the GameStop CEO can get that $35 billion bonus. Yes, Lastbrook, all of this is part of the idea that if he can raise the capital of GameStop by a certain date, he'll get $35 billion, and there's no way he can fucking do it. So the only thing he can do is, like, ruin both companies in order to get that sick payout. And it's, like, very obvious. It's very, very obvious. But basically he's like, look, eBay's underperforming and we can make it perform even more. It's like, no. One thing that's very funny is like, he's like, it could perform really well. One of the ways to do that is to cut money from marketing and product development and administrative costs. And it's like, oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. Spending less money on marketing is always a great way to make more money. It's like, sure, my guy. Yeah, you'll free up $2 billion that way. Cool. Fucking dumbass. Big old dumbass. Big old Dumas right over there. But yeah, it's all dumb. One of the things I really liked about the Kotaku article is they said, which I agree with, it's like Blockbuster trying to buy Netflix. It's just like, yeah, what are we even talking about here? Like, you could make the case that eBay, like, I think you could make a stronger case that eBay having retail stores, right? Like eBay having retail stores, somebody has certainly made that case for eBay for like 20 fucking years. But like that, you could make a stronger case about like, well, if we owned GameStops, like, oh, wow, like all this, we could get all this product in that didn't sell, and we could get, people would do trade-ins and stuff, and then we'd have a physical stores. Like, you could make, it's a bad argument. Don't get me wrong, folks. That's also a bad idea. But you could make that argument, and I think it would be a stronger argument than the argument they're making. Yeah, all of it's dumb. It's all dumb. Good luck to everybody that is just an employee at these places as things got really out of hand and continue to be fucking weird. Let's see. Marvel Token Fighting Souls has 2 new characters announced. Savage Hulk, that's Hulk from a Savage Planet, and Shuri as Black Panther. So it's like Shuri kind of new to the role of being Black Panther, and that's cool. But yeah, this is Hulk that got sent to the Savage Land. So he has cool bone armor. So it's a cool looking Hulk. This is not Hulk that was sent to another planet, right? I guess. I'm sorry. This is Hulk that was sent to the Savage Lands and kind of abandoned there. So it's different. Sometimes people just they think the solution is to just have the Hulk go somewhere and hang out. They think that's going to solve all their problems. We don't know how to deal with the Hulk. Let's just banish him to a place. Okay. Is that going to help us? Maybe. Then, you know, obviously, Shuri is just, she just became the Black Panther, and she is the Queen of Wakanda. So she's doing her thing. Let's see. You know, so right now we know 4 characters from the Avengers in there, because there are also Captain America and Iron Man are also in there. And then we also know that there's going to be some DLC stuff. A lot of stuff for that. That fighting game looks fucking fun. That's all I'll say is that fighting game looks fun and cool, and I would be interested in checking it out. Of course, it is not. I mean, by checking it out, I mean watching people play, because I'm not buying a PlayStation 5. I'm not buying a PlayStation 5. If I was going to buy a game console, which I am not, it would be a Switch 2. Because there are Pokemon games that I have not played, and I would someday like to play at least some of those Pokemon games. But also, I'm not buying a console. I would buy a 4000 series GPU before I bought a gaming console for more money than a gaming console. I mean, honestly, I have a 2000 series, right? A 3000 would be a huge improvement. There's like 1.3 that would be basically the same, but most 3000 GPUs would be a huge leap for me. And then you're like, well, why don't you just fucking buy a new PC, Pat? But I don't know. I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing. If I was going to make a big purchase, it would not be a console. It would be a better, like, that's where I'm starting to fall behind on, is not even my CPU, it's my GPU. I'm starting to fall behind a bit on that. Having a 2000 card is fine for indie stuff, but even some indie stuff is starting to be like, well, you can use that, but we would recommend a 3000 series. And I'm like, okay, well, like okay, like how much is that going to be? Like, how much is a 3060? Like, let me check Newegg. Let's see, a GTX 3060 on a Newegg right now. RTX, some shit. Oh, sorry, I'm saying GTX. I mean RTX. RTX 3060 right now. Yeah. How's Marathon holding up on that? Lashbrook, not great. I mean, it runs. Bungie is good at optimizing, and so it does run. It doesn't run excellent. It doesn't look great, but it runs good. I'll say that. Yeah, okay. I got if I search here, I'm looking at Newegg for an RTX 3060. If I'm looking at a 3060 here on Newegg, I'll just do this here real quick. And then I search here, in stock. Yeah. I could buy a Asus dual GeForce RTX 3060 for $419. So that's free shipping. And that is me upgrading to 2 generations, but right? Yeah, like that ain't good. Let me see what a 4060 is looking like. What if I wanted to get a 4060? What's an RTX 4060 looking like these days? What? Come on, let me search. What are we doing here? RTX 4060. on Newegg is you can get a 5060 for less than that. Probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah. I can get a refurbished. This is on Newegg. I'm not looking around. On Newegg, I can get a refurbished 4060 for $470. So that's a refurbished Asus. Like, oh, I love that. For $870, I can get a computer with an RTX 4060 in it. DDR4 memory on there. That's hilarious. That's hilarious that it's only like $400 more for a whole computer. But there's other options. That's just what popped up right there. There's one for $350. I can get a Gigabyte WindForce 50. Okay, here you go. Gigabyte WindForce GeForce RTX 5060, 8 gigs. For $349. That's that ain't great. $350. It's the 8 gigabytes of RAM that is not great, I will say. What am I? I'm just trying to look at, see what are the outs on this thing. What do you got here? I gotta take a pause for the cause. I don't know what I'm doing this, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's like, I would probably look at some kind of 16 gig. Yeah, okay. MSI 5060 Ti, $570. Oofda. That's not what I'm gonna get. I wouldn't be getting that. I would not be getting that. But I probably want more than 8 gigs of on card, probably. I don't know. Anyway, now is the part of the stream where I'm going to talk to you about ways you can support the channel. What I'm going to tell you here has nothing to do with me buying a new graphics card at some point. So that's unrelated. Me buying a new graphics card, this has nothing to do with that. If you're currently a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave Lego Scythe Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. If you became a subscriber, you help me out. So please consider doing that. Maybe gift a sub. We're at 20 subscribers. The goal is to get to 30. I shut up about how many subscribers I have when I hit 30. So consider that. You want the number go up, get me to a 30. That would be good. That's the thing you could do if you want to. Let's see, what else? What else can I tell you? I'm just going to go through these really quickly because everybody that's here right now is a subscriber. So this is like, okay, like if you're not on my Patreon, join my Patreon. That would be neat. I'd like to have you there on the Patreon. You could join in that if you wanted to. I got a YouTube channel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. That would be nice. If you're watching this later on the VOD, either on Twitch, you can find this in the chat. Or if you're watching this later on YouTube, what's up, YouTube? You can watch that on, you can see in the show description, all these links. So yeah, join my YouTube channel, throw a buck in the tip jar through my Ko-Fi or my PayPal. Everything I make goes into a fund where I can use that fund to buy model kits and equipment and the like. So you can do that if you wanted to. I've got a wish list on Amazon. Consider buying something from my wish list. My birthday is in June 23rd. So if you want to do an early birthday present, you could buy something from my Amazon wish list, and that'll be a birthday present for your friend Pat. That'd be pretty cool. I have an alternative to that, which is on Throne, so you could do that. You can buy something there. And you could always buy a gift card at USA Gundam Store. They'll send you a gift card code in an email. Then you can send me a whisper here on Twitch or a private message on Blue Sky or Mastodon with that gift card code, and I will use that gift card code to buy something from USA Gundam Store. Yeah. That's it for that. Join my Discord if you haven't already. It's nice. We'd love to have you in the Discord. Put a link there. I will have a new episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club next Monday, not this Monday. This Monday, I'm still talking about manga that has weird premises. Like, hey, what about a manga of a shitty kid that is excited that he's going to die to a brand new disease because they will name the disease after him. But then he finds out that someone else has the disease and she's going to die before he does. So he's got to make sure she doesn't die of that disease. That's a fucking manga that exists. That's a real manga. That's a premise for a manga. It's like, what if a shitty kid wanted to kill a kid that people liked because he needs to die of the disease before she does? It's fucked. And then Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series where I talk about anime in a minute period. And this video that I put out, the most recent one, is me talking about You and I Are Polar Opposites, one of my favorite shows from the winter 2026 anime season. And you should check it out if you like fun. We'll you know, like couple stuff, like high school relationship stuff with like a quirky cast, good supporting actors. It's fun. It's a fun one. You should check it out if you haven't already. Okay. I've got some anime to talk about. We're slowly getting caught up on Always a Catch. And then also Kusunoki's Garden of Gods. Some shit went down in this episode, so we'll have to talk about that. Before we do that, I need to get back to the overhead camera. I need to keep working on this cool model kit. And we're going to do drink some water, and we'll do all that right now. All right. Let's keep working on this. And I'll talk about some anime while I continue to do this stuff. I'm going to need G. Well, I'll take out D8 right now. We're getting close to being done here on the feet. And these are mostly blue, so it doesn't look like it's dark blue, so I can't do any panel lining on it, which is fine. It just makes life a little easier. But we'll get this going here. Get ready to do this. The different leg parts here. And let's talk about episode 4 of Always a Catch. Now, the end of the third episode, our girl Maria thwarted an assassination attempt on the Queen. And we do think it was an assassination attempt on the Queen and not on Maria. That's what we're led to believe anyway. Although there is somebody that is watching her. Because we did find that out at the end of the third episode. Oops, sorry about that. I have it set that I shouldn't get notifications like that on the computer here. That was Windows Defender doing shit. But these all should be fucking muted. And I shouldn't be getting them. Yeah, do not disturb. Oh, you know what probably happened? Do not disturb probably got turned off the last time I updated the computer because Windows 11 is a piece of fucking junk. So I bet that's what happened. I bet I did have it set to not give me notifications and make noise when the notifications happen. And I bet it did it anyway because it just turned itself the fuck off. Because some dumb other shit happened. I don't know. I don't know for sure if that's what happened there. It could have been user error, but let's just blame Windows 11 because it's garbage. Anyway, Maria leaves to try to find Renato, you know, the man that she is engaged to, because she is now she's going to become the queen, eventual queen of this country. So she's going looking for a guy because it's chaos. There was an assassin. It's all a mess. So she goes to find him, and she runs instead into his cousin, Irino. And Irino is apparently a ridiculous playboy, and clearly bad news. And he's like, I love you. And it's like, what? And apparently he has been annoying her a bunch already, to the point where his cousin has had to kind of like intervene and be like, what are we fucking doing here? You can't confess that you love my fiance. So she's just trying to ignore him and do her best to kind of make this problem go away. Okay, that's how it goes. All right. Let's see. The knight captain believes that the queen was a target, not our girl, but doesn't have any proof. So nobody quite knows what was going on there. There's no real proof. But obviously things aren't great with that. Let's see. Renato is like, Maria, you should spend the night in the castle because things are still really hectic and weird. But the castle has the queen, who is just being in a weird mood, and already we've discovered in the last episode is actually just like really thinks that like she's just be weird with Maria. And then also the cousin, the flirtatious weird cousin, is also around. So it'd probably be best if our girl just got out of there for a night. That seems to be the best course of action. So Renato heightens security around the castle and also the academy because there's a lot of important people go there and a lot of important students, and also his fiance is there a lot. So got to make sure that's safer. Let's see. Get this one here. Let's see. Rosalina, you may remember Rosalina. She wanted to marry Renato. Well, she originally wanted to marry who she assumed. Yes, so she's trying to seduce Renato, and take over the spot. So she's been trying to bully Maria, and Maria is just like does not give a shit about that. Like all her attempts to bully her are just like silly. It's just like that's not gonna happen. Like that's just like you're not pulling this off, girl. Like you think you're being slick, but you are not being slick. It is just not gonna work. And then also Ireno shows up to ask her out on a date because he is continuing to try to pursue a woman who is engaged to the crown prince of the country, his cousin. So he is a grade A doofus. And we get this thing. So she's not mad at him. She literally is just like, oh, that's cute. You're like my little brother. So she completely emasculates him, and it's a pretty fun little scene. Let's see. Maria has to go visit her family because it's been a while, so she needs to go to the neighboring country and see her folks. And she is warned that there's a lot of bandits on the road. And so it's become more dangerous on the route. But we have to remember that our girl, Maria, is a master martial artist. Because the thing that is fun thing to remember is that she was set to inherit her territory. That's the whole reason why she's in this country, to find a husband, which of course she did, is because she was supposed to be the heir and was raised as the heir, and then they kind of like, surprise, you have a baby brother, now you got to go get married. So she's trained in martial arts, and she lets something slip, which is interesting, that there are techniques that she has never shown anyone. They are secret just to her and her father. Which is fun, but also we don't really get this too often. But we get a little bit of a glimpse that our girl Maria is bummed because she was the heir. She and her father had grown very close, and they aren't as close as they used to be. Because now he has a male heir, so he's focusing all his attention on her younger brother, which is a shame. And Renato's like, well, they haven't seen you in a while, so I bet things will be better when you go back. Like I just have a feeling that things are going to be working out. And I don't know why he says that, but we'll find out in this in the episode 5, which is already aired, and I will cover next Saturday. So we did introduce a foil in this case. Irino, I don't think, like, I don't know who's behind the assassination attempt. I don't think it's him. I don't think it's him. I don't think it's Rosalina. I don't think it's any of these people. I think it is an unseen force that we haven't really gotten an idea of who this could be yet. But I think we will get an idea of that. Okay, so they just don't really explain how this works. All right. Oh, they kind of do. Sorry, they kind of do on this page explain how this works. So we'll see if I can figure this out. So like, this piece needs to go here, basically. Oh, this is tricky. We'll talk about Kusunoki's Garden of Gods in a second here. Let me just try to get this piece on correctly. And then this piece, like that. How do you go on? Like that. Okay, I think this goes like this. No. All right, that goes up. This part I think I got right, and this part I think I got right. But I don't know. Look at this. Nope, that just flew off. God damn it. Like this feels right, and this locks over on that. So then, where does this go, and what does this, like, being attached make sense anywhere here? Like, how does this work? It would make sense like that. Maybe. No, that doesn't make any sense. I wonder if I can see how this looks if I enlarge this photo. Is that? Oh, there's a top part. Yeah, so I'm not even going to be able to see this really, because there's more that has to go on here. All right, let's. One thing about this master grade, it's very good. I really enjoy the look of it, but this is kind of a pain in the ass to build. This kit is kind of frustrating me. And by kind of, I mean it is consistently frustrating me all the fucking time. All right, so if that part's right, then this piece goes in like that, and that's correct. And then this piece is going to go in here. And I got to, like, figure out how to line this up. I think that's how it wants to go. Yeah. And then it goes like that. I don't know. Like that? And then that goes... this is unbelievable. Okay, and then it can fold down. Really? Is that how this is supposed to go? That was a pain in the fucking ass, and I don't even know if I did it right, but I think this is correct. Yeah, okay, I think that's correct. Jesus. Alright, now I get to do this the same way again. And we'll see. We'll see if I did it right. I press this forward so I can do that. Okay. And then let's see if I can somehow do this again, just like I did there. Oops, that came off. Alright, let's talk about Kusunoki's Garden of the Gods. If you haven't been watching this one, you should. I think this show is really fun. I'm not seeing people talk about it, and I think it's a really good time. It's just about a guy who is kind of just naturally a great exorcist, and just by living his life in a good and honest way, he is making life easier for the various gods that hadn't been respected enough in the world, and also have succumbed to some dark energies, and he's cleaning all that up and helping people out, and it's really fun. In this one, the previous one, we found out that there was a god that was having a lot of problems that he purified at the end of the episode. We found out that was the missing heavenly beast, and now all of the heavenly beasts live in his area. They live in his garden, and they're growing more powerful and stronger, which is great. So we also have learned about portals in a previous episode, and now, unfortunately, the portals are starting to open up in various places. And Yamagami, the god Yamagami, has started to make some appearances in order to help deal with that. Because shit's hitting the fan and getting fucked up. And then also, Fujin and Raijin, the heavenly gods, are like, hey, Minato, who's our main dude, if humans wander into one of these portals, they might be lost forever. It's going to be messed up. So Minato hears the voice, random voices. He doesn't know who they are, warning him about a shrine, not to go near it. But then a portal opens up, and he and Ho-Oh is the phoenix spirit that we just met in the last episode. They get sucked into the portal. Oh no, we may never see our guy Minato. He could never get out again. Wandering around, they find that a goddess who was asleep has created this space. And apparently her shrine got neglected, because a lot of shrines got neglected these days, and so her powers have diminished. So she's like, hey, you have wind magic. Could you get rid of all the miasma that's just around here? That would be huge. That would be so great if you could handle that. And then, let's see. And she's like, and if you had something to trade, I know I'm asking you a favor, but if you had something to trade, then this could be a lot easier. We could figure something out. And so he realizes, I have some of these, these flowers of the world tree, basically. And she's like, oh, well, yeah, that's fucking perfect. We had a little blip there. Hopefully things will clean up and look better. My apologies. And he's like, oh, yeah, I can try this if that helps. Shit, this is not... Sorry, everybody, hold on. Says go down, and then that goes like that. Okay. All right, I wasn't doing this properly. That's got to go down like that. Yeah, all right, and now this will clip on here. Like this. Then this will clip on here. That. I wonder if that piece isn't supposed to be down there. It's supposed to be up here. But I don't know how that would work. Yeah, like that. And then this goes like that. Okay, yeah. All right. These feet are some of the most complicated feet I've ever worked on a model kit. It's like kind of wild how detailed these are and how many fucking weird steps there are and how the instructions are not what I would describe as good for all of the many weird things that this kit has. Oh, I got an email. What's going on here? Oh, good. I bought some cards, not to open on stream anytime soon, but to open on my birthday stream. One of my goals, an early goal for because obviously it's a subathon, so I'm going to try to get to a high number of subs, and one of the redemption goals is going to be opening some Magic the Gathering cards, and I'll tell you what they are. I'm going to just tell you because I'll be promoting it when the time comes anyway. Ninja Turtles. So it'll be some Ninja Turtles Magic the Gathering cards, because I thought that would be like, there's nothing Magic the Gathering right now that is like specific that like really fits with what we do here, per se. But that's the closest. I thought that like opening up some packs, also the most likely that I know what they are, right? Because like I like Avatar: The Last Airbender, but I don't love Avatar: The Last Airbender like some other people do. And so like there are going to be references to the show that I don't remember because I just don't remember every little detail. But even if there's stuff that I don't recognize from Ninja Turtles because it's like a comic reference or something, or like a show that I haven't seen, enough of it I will get that I think it will be fun. So I ordered those and they're apparently shipping. And then I'm going to go get a cool button along with it. All right, so one of these legs is looking really good, and the other one is not, and I don't know why. I don't know why this one is not correct here. Because this looks right. This looks like is how I was supposed to do it. And then it would go like that. And then that goes like that. Whoop. Luckily, that didn't fly far. I was able to catch it, because it is dark colored, and that would be frustrating for that to just fly away forever. All right, so redo this. This is so frustrating. Okay, anyway, so he gets a skill that lets him seal that which cannot be seen, which seems important because sometimes miasma is not something that you can physically see. So our guy Minato, who is already really strong, is getting some otherworldly powers, which is going to be good for him. It's going to let him do some other cool shit. And honestly, it'll just let him help more people, which is the thing that he very much cares about. So this is all good stuff. All right, so I got to put this on like this. I did this right on the other one, eventually. These feet, I should say, are just so fucking detailed. It's crazy. Okay, so now I put this like this. I think that's right. And then if I put this piece in here. Okay, we did it. Holy shit, that's so much, and we're not even done yet. There's still like a couple pieces left to put on these. I really thought that we would start the legs tonight. I did not think that we would spend the whole stream on hands and feet, but there you go. These are just really fucking detailed. It's cool how detailed they are, but it is really detailed. Okay, so our guy can stuff. She explains that humans usually pray to her to take away stuff they can't handle or dislike about themselves. And so that might be the miasma. She's just like, yeah, most of the time God, most of the time humans just kind of pray for stuff they don't like or that they're overwhelmed by. They don't pray as like a thank you. let's see. The mini spirits actually end up rescuing Minato, and then they're like, we think you just met Amaterasu, which he's shocked by. And apparently, the voices he heard that were like, hey, be careful around the shrine. Apparently, those voices were the voices of wind spirits. And if he trains his wind magic, he'll eventually be able to see them and talk to them. Let's see. Meanwhile, because there is a meanwhile, there are other characters in this show. We check in again about Haruma, who is the exorcist that is fucking stoked, and a lot of his he's gotten some special ability talismans from working with Minato. He is coming to conflict with a bunch of exorcists who charge high fees. They are exorcists, but they're like greedy jerk exorcists. So he's coming to conflict with them. And we may see more about that. I assume that there will be shenanigans that our boy will have to deal with in the future. And then the episode ends with finding out that Yamagami closed all those portals, and in doing so used up a lot of their magic, and they are now puppy-sized. And we have a cute little scene where Minato starts feeding him snacks until he gets bigger, and basically just kind of like looking after him, and is a cute little scene. And Yamagami puppy size is very cute. As a cute bit of business. I still really find this show to be charming. Like, even when there's like, Minato could be lost forever, it's still pretty fucking light. It's still a light, good time, and I think you'll enjoy it. If you haven't been watching this one, it's one of my favorites of the season, and I would describe it as a hidden gem. I think that there's a lot of big shows and a lot of like season 2s and 3s and 4s of stuff that like I don't need to tell you to watch Dorohedoro because it's like fucking insane and phenomenal and gorgeous. But like maybe I need to tell you to watch Kusunoki's Garden of Gods because it's pretty great. And I think you would like it if you watched it. So there you go. We are almost done with this goddamn feat, and except for some panel lining, because there's some off-white pieces here that we can shine up. Holy shit. Oh, okay. Wait, does it go on like that? Or does it go on the other way? To other way? Nope. Doesn't go on that way. Huh. Let me do this one on this side before I put it in and see if I can figure that out. Is there a secret way? They didn't show me a secret way. I'm going to make sure these are D11. I can't imagine they wouldn't be D11 because, yeah. Okay, so those are both D11. They're not. You know, I said these have to be D11. These are D21. They just look very similar. So they're not D11. I'm just fucking wrong. So I'll put those aside. I still maintain that some of these instructions are bad, but also sometimes I'm not good at reading them. Sometimes it is my fault. Sometimes it's the fault of the instructions. But I'm not too small to admit that sometimes they're different. No bingo. So they are different, and that's why. These will be important later, so we put them aside, and these should snap right into place, and they do immediately. So instead of trying to force it and wondering why they didn't work, I instead just looked at the pieces and realized I had popped the wrong one's out. Okay, we got these fucking feet done, y'all. As I start to panel line this before working on the connectors that go on there, which I will do, you know what, I'll do the connectors first and then panel line, because if we don't have time, then I'll do panel lining later. Let me just get these actually done because I still have to put on the ankle pieces here. So we'll do that. While I'm doing this, I'm going to ask you, friends, what are you watching right now? What are you playing? What are you up to? What are you into? You got anything you want to chat with me about? Let me know what you're doing. I was hearing from you about those things and things. If you're setting up to maybe you got your tickets for the Mortal Kombat movie that's coming out this week. You got anything going on? Feel free to let me know what you're up to. I will say, I talked about this at the top, that I have stupid lawn stuff to do tomorrow, and I'm not looking forward to doing all that lawn work, but I will do it because that is what has been tasked of me. Last work, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that the Mortal Kombat movie, Kombat 2 movie, I'm pretty sure that's this week. Mortal Kombat 2, let me see. Release. It premiered on the 27th, and yes, May 8th. So it is coming out on Friday, May 8th. After several delays. The first delay was, we need more time. The second delay was, oh shit, wait, this is fucking good. It's not, I don't believe you, it's more, I can't believe it's already that time. Yeah, we were finally getting it. That movie's coming out this week. But it was, you know what, honestly, Lashbrook, it was good for me to double check because I read that and didn't verify it at all. I just saw that people were like, oh yeah, I'm going to see the Mortal Kombat 2 movie this weekend. And I didn't do my due diligence on that to like fucking make sure that that's true. So I'm glad that I have investigated it so that I can say that's a true. Yesterday, I played Fiasco with some friends, and it was great. This was my D&D crew. We have taken a long break due to scheduling issues, but now Sundays are better for people again, so we're able to meet up and play, and it was fucking really fun. We did a one-shot Fiasco game that I ran, and also because I ran it, I was able to play in it. And that was really fun, because really running Fiasco, if everybody knows what they're doing, is just like doing the die rolls. And so I was able to do that and still fully play. It was a lot of fun. I love this crew, and it was really good times to do that. You may remember that I used to be I talked a lot about being part of a collective that ran games. That has fallen apart. The person that ran the Discord for it disappeared, and then some other people. So the person that ran the Discord completely just disappeared from everybody's lives, and we have no fucking idea what happened. Didn't leave it to anybody, just closed it and disappeared. And some people that know him personally were like, yeah, he's just fucking dealing with stuff, and we're like, oh, okay. But then two different people started a new Discord and invited everyone, and then drama fucking happened with that about like, well, it's like, oh, well, I'll run it. Oh, no, I think I should run one. And then it just became this fucking hassle. So that's kind of deteriorated. And then I have been invited to a third. Forget both those people. I'm going to run one of these Discord. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, things kind of got messy, and it's weird, and there was drama, and I have participated zero. I have not joined any of these Discords. I am waiting to see how this shakes out, and which becomes the one true Discord of a server of people hanging out that want to play a fucking some Fiasco and some D&D and some other games, Lasers and Feelings and a bunch of other stuff that people play. I'm waiting to see how that shakes out, because I want to keep playing with people. But yeah, now I have my D&D crew finally got together after a long hiatus, and that was fun. I also watched some professional wrestling last night, some Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. That was really fun, chill experience with some cool people. A reminder for folks that watch AEW, Dynamite will be 3 hours this Wednesday. And then on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and then later again at 11 p.m. Eastern for the West Coast replay, it'll just be 1 hour, and it won't be called Collision. It will be called Something I forget what it's called, but it's they're doing it at a baseball field, like an indoor baseball thing for minor league baseball or something. Fairway to Hell, or it's a baseball and golf course. It's an indoor thing. They're doing a weird hour, and that'll be on TBS, not TNT. So if you watch on television, it'll be on there. That's right. It's like a weird indoor multipurpose thing. They're doing like an hour in there. And it'll be on TBS because of sports. 3 hours on a Wednesday. God, please, 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 no overrun. Please don't give us an overrun. It's already going to be a long show. I really hope they don't do an overrun on Wednesday, but maybe they will. It'll be a whole fucking thing. I also hope they tape a bunch of Ring of Honor for that 1 hour they've got on TBS, because that would be cool. Lastbrook says, I am not immune to propaganda, so I watched Return of the Jedi today since I was behind on a more civilized age. Still really fun. Maybe starting to question if it's still my favorite, though. After reinstalled Jedi Survivor, which I bought at the last Christmas sale and fell off early on, did some double jumps and swung some sabers. Nice, that sounds fun. I get that. I mean, for me, I think Return of the Jedi is still my favorite Jedi. I mean, yeah, it's probably still my favorite Jedi. Yeah, probably. Still my favorite. Sorry, it's still probably my favorite Star Wars movie. Is it my favorite Star Wars thing? It might not be my favorite Star Wars thing, but it's still probably my favorite Star Wars movie. We'll say. We'll say that's that. Oh, and Lord Crashton did say, at least that is some low-stakes internet drama. Yes. The dissolvement of a Discord because someone bounced for personal reasons that don't appear to be people found out some dark shit about them or anything like that. But I don't know. I actually don't know. I didn't really interact with that person that much anyway, other than playing some games, so they could be a monster, and just I haven't heard, but I don't think that's the case. Anyway, yeah, and now there's like an argument about who's going to run the replacement server. I'm glad I didn't do it, because that would be bad. And also tracking down everybody that was in the original, because some people were like friends of friends, so like they're like reaching out and being like, hey, tell your friends to come to this one, and then other people were like, no, tell your friends to come to this one. And it's like, it is a whole fucking thing. It is becoming a whole fucking thing, which is I'm not here for, but other people are seemingly more in tune with. But I'm like, I'm going to wait for the fallout. Like, I'll see what happens. Oh, yeah. Tomorrow, I will be playing more of Pokemon Heart Gold Randomizer. It has been a while since I played that. I've been pushing it off because other things have been coming out that I wanted to play more. And so that kept getting pushed off. So I'm just going to fucking do it. I don't remember where I left off, but I will watch the last video tonight after the stream to figure out where I last left off so that I can properly be prepared for it and get up to date. I don't believe that. So this is going to be annoying. I don't believe that I have to grind. I don't think we were at the point where that, but it will tell me in the video. And then if I have to grind, I'll do that tomorrow during Jeff Gerslin's podcast, which should be fine because I also have to set up the video and get everything looking good and all that. This doesn't look right. So what did I do wrong? Maybe it is. Yeah, maybe this just doesn't seem right. Let's see. Lord Christ says I've been continuing to watch more Twin Peaks season 2 alongside Nextlander's Watchcast and have had the big mystery solved with several more episodes left in the season, so I'll have to see what else they have to keep it going. The flooding police station was quite comical in action. Yes. Correct. Yeah, okay, so let me see. Did I just do this wrong? I mean, it's always possible that I just did this wrong, but kind of want to see. We'll end on me building this, though. Season 2 definitely goes for a ride. Yes. I don't want to say much, but yes. There are things and things in that season. It goes places. All right, I think this like little cut here is on purpose. We'll find out, because this looks intentional. This doesn't look like I've lined it up wrong. This looks intentional. And we'll find out on Thursday if I'm doing this incorrectly or not. But this feels like something will happen, and that makes sense. I don't know. This is part of the ankle that kind of goes on there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens as we get further on in the build. But that is going to do it for tonight's stream. I want to thank you all so much for being here. I hope you had a good time. I had a great time. Again, we didn't get as far as I thought we would. I thought we would be into the legs by now. But it's a master grade. And sometimes you just have a lot to do on these kits. And there'll be more to do in the future. But I want to thank you all so much for being here. I hope you had a great time. We are going to raid. That is how we end every stream around here, is we're going to go find somebody doing cool stuff and go continue the party and see what they're up to. So I hope you will join me in this raid as we go see what's going on. And a reminder, my next stream will be tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. Pokemon randomizer, Heart Gold randomizer. It's been a hot minute. Let's get back to it. We are going to raid Mary Kish, who is playing Pragmata, because that's the big game to play. So we're going to go hang out with Mary Kish, and I hope you will join me for this, because Mary is very good people, and you'll have a good time over there. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. I hope you'll come along on this raid. I hope to see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.